Ladies and gentlemen, All Saints Catholic Church in Dallas, Texas welcomes you to All Saints Coffee Chats.
Hello everybody and welcome to a very special Thanksgiving episode of Coffee Chats.
Yeah.
Apparently I'm the only one that is glad you are here. Everybody else is frozen in time.
Surprise! Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for joining us. Sort
Favorite
of.
Thanksgiving food. Ready, go.
Green bean casserole.
Pumpkin pie.
I like the potatoes that you roast in the fridge.
Did you say the potatoes you roast in the fridge?
You did, I think.
You usually roast potatoes in an oven. Did they come out of the fridge into the oven? Is that how they got roasted? Clearly, I put everybody on a spot that made them very uncomfortable. I apologize for that.
It's all good.
Also, pumpkin pie. Absolutely. Like, not even close to anything else. So. All right, so in order to make everybody a little bit more sane with their answers, roasted frozen potatoes, frozen roasted potatoes, or potato frozen roasted. Scripture passage? Saint. Let's go saint first. Yeah. Any saints that are...
Yeah. I thought you were going to keep talking. Oh, man.
Good.
I think. Oh,
No, you got it. You got it. Go ahead.
I think I am. Well, I'm particularly excited about St. Andrew's feast day coming up on. I think it's
The
Tuesday,
30th,
the 30th. I really love St. Andrew. I think he's such a great, humble man, and I really love just what his story is, being so being like the brother of the first pope, yet still being just like another apostle. But he was so humble. He didn't try to be anything more than he was. He was very content in who he was. And then also a little fun fact about Andrew that I've heard is that he was very gregarious, and so he loved meeting people and loved talking to people. And so yeah, any time that I need prayers for friendship, I always pray to him. But his feast day is coming up, and I always love to honor him that day.
The Hammer of Heretics.
That's right.
That's my favorite title for him. Yeah, that he would shepherd. He has incorruptible tongue. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you would.
Right? Isn't that Saint?
I knew
No,
there
that's
was-
Saint Anthony.
Saint Anthony, yes. It's
Oh.
a little more recent, but
Let's edit all that out.
that's
I'm just kidding. Yeah, okay. Saint Anthony was the Hammer of Heretics.
Yeah.
Who has an incorruptible tongue. So that's who I actually was going to pick anyway,
Yeah,
so
perfect.
it worked out perfectly that I said stupid things. So yeah, Saint Anthony, patron saint of lost things, like my mind. And also the Hammer of Heretics. So,
Nice.
yeah, that's my pick. There you go.
What was I about to say? Saint Elizabeth of Hungary.
Saint what?
No.
Going with the Thanksgiving theme of food.
Yes, of course. Patron saint of bakers. What was the other one? I think Catholic Charities was another one.
Is she really the patron saint of bakers? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, very big on charity and feeding the poor. She's actually my confirmation saint, and it was kind of so my middle name is Elizabeth, so my confirmation process, I just didn't. It wasn't the best formation that I had, and I didn't really understand what was going on the entire time. So whenever I was told to pick a saint, I was like, "Oh, my middle name's Elizabeth. Let's look up Saint Elizabeth."
Yeah.
She was the first one to come up, and I never really learned a lot about her life. Don't really feel like I have a whole lot of a connection with her. And I was explaining that to my mom years after the fact, and she's was telling me, she's well, sometimes just think of it sometimes saints just intercede for you. She's you don't have to do, it's not vice versa or whatever. She's just know she's there and she's praying for you throughout your life. You don't have to feel you have some sort of intense connection with her. And so I've always really liked that, because I still I really don't know a whole lot about her life and whatnot, but I just knowing that there's a reason I just randomly picked her or randomly found her.
There's a lot of really strong Elizabeth characters in Catholic faith and tradition. So, yeah. Very cool. What about for you, Andrew?
I was thinking about Saint Bernard actually.
Okay.
Because the other day we were talking with a student named Bernard,
Yes.
and then like I pretend he always pronounced it Saint Bernard, and it just that always like every now and then when I think of that name, it just like that's the reason I'm thinking about it now. Otherwise, but he's actually his feast day is my birthday on August 20th, and he more or less helped found the Cistercians. Have had a big impact on me through UD and things. So yeah, he's somebody really cool that not everyone. He's not like the like Saint Therese and some others that everybody that's kind of familiar with. He's one that's just kind of like he was there and he was still a saint, which is pretty cool.
It was-
I'm a saint too.
Yeah, it was funny. Like even when the kids brought it up at school, because this young man asked, and then the other kids were like, somebody said Saint Bernard, and they were like, no, that's a dog, not an actual
Right.
saint. And somebody goes, yeah, the saint is Saint Bernard, and like it was so funny hearing them debate like, was he actually a saint or not?
Or was he a dog?
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
or was he a dog, or why is the dog named after the saint? All good questions.
That I have no idea.
I used to know. I no longer do. I'll have to pray to Saint Anthony to help me find that lost memory
Oh yeah.
as well. So, how about scripture passages?
Yeah. This Sunday is Christ the King Sunday.
Past Sunday.
Last
This
Sunday.
past Sunday.
Last Sunday.
Yeah.
Last Sunday.
This Sunday is the first Sunday of Advent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, got my weeks messed up.
I don't know how that would have happened.
So a couple weeks ago at our women's Bible study, I had like this whole realization whenever we were reading the gospel. We were talking about Pilate and how much we all like really enjoy Pilate sometimes.
Oh, yes.
We feel like he needs to be appreciated at different moments because there were points where like he was talking to Jesus and immediately after like Jesus said something, he's like, well, what does that mean? And he says something else. He's like, well, wait, what does that mean? I really relate with him in that. But something that I realized like in the version that I don't know what translation of the Bible that I had. It was different than what we were reading. But the very last line in that passage was Pilate asking Jesus, what is truth? And then realizing that this weekend we're going to start the whole Advent season. And it's just like, for me, it was just like an unanswered question that is like Jesus being like, let me show you. And then we go through this whole story again. And it was just like, it was so cool to look at. I loved it. Yeah.
Sorry. It's really meta at the end there.
Yeah, because it seems like for I know for Pilate that was like really confusing, and I'm sure there's other conversations that happen following. But for us to be able to like look at that at such a distance, it's like, oh my gosh, we're about to experience that whole question, and that whole answer to that question is so cool.
What is truth? He is a baby.
Surprise.
Well, there's this barn, and like this lady had nowhere to go, so baby.
Baby.
That's how it works.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna use the same gospel in a less meta way, but that comment, because we did have the conversation on Tuesday when we were up doing apologetics of the young people really struggling with why should we believe some of these things. There was a class or two that really had a lot of questions, and it was funny as I was listening to it and hearing them debate like everything that's in the Bible and questioning everything that's in the Bible, to where it finally came down to the point where I had to tell them, like, if we're going to have this conversation, there's a different way to have it, but there's no reason for us to believe that anything at all in the New Testament is not truth, because it's the life of Jesus Christ, right? It's written down as like this it's an autobiography or biography. I never remember which one's which. But anyways, it's all written down as like firsthand or secondhand accounts and witnesses of everything that happened. And so the idea of truth and that comment, that statement that Jesus says of, I have come to bring truth, is something that I think is so powerful. And right, the translation that we were looking at when we did the scripture reflection did not have that other question of Pilate saying, well, then what is truth? Mm-hmm. But I think that's such an important question, and we talked about that as our challenge, was like, find out what the truth is, like actual truth, and understand what Jesus is saying when he says these things. Because if we believe, as Catholics or Christians around the world, that Jesus Christ really is who he says he is, then there's no reason to think that when he speaks, he is only speaking truth. And that's it. There's nothing else, right? And we talked about, the greatest commandment of love God and love your neighbor. And he says, as I have loved you, as Jesus has loved you. Not as like Paul Bianchi has loved you, or Erica or Andrew or Krista has loved you. It's like, no, as Jesus Christ loved. And that love is truthful. It's completely honest. And he did love people in a way that sometimes they did not want to accept. But it was still done out of love. And I think, and I said it, I think in the video, or you had said it, that's our challenge. Is like, find those people that we need to authentically and truthfully love, and that's how we love them. And find the right way to say the things that need to be said. So, yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to go totally elsewhere. We were talking, well, it's sort of moderately related. We were talking last week about Daniel, who had the first reading on Sunday, and one of the teens asked, like, this is the same Daniel that was like in the lion's den. Mm-hmm. There's like the half of the book where it's the story, and then there's a half of it where it's like his prophesying. We're just making sure we put those things together, right? And we're getting the story of him and Joseph mixed up, where he's interpreting dreams, and he's making his way kind of into the court through that, and realizing that they're very similar. So I guess it's kind of two spots in Scripture, but it's also just those times when, like, some guy just started, like, he had a gift from God, and everyone was like, oh, hey, this guy kind of knows what he's doing. And it was particularly like interpreting dreams and making things clear to people that were his, I don't know what the captors, I guess, that in both of those cases, people that put him in jail, he was like, yeah, sure, I'll help you out, I'll explain this. And it's just kind of cool to see in those moments, like, how God used whatever those situations were to bring about something really, really cool. So, yeah.
Man, I really like that. I guess I never thought of it that way, of like how many saint stories or how many different situations in the Bible, like even Jesus with Pilate, where because of the love of God or because of the love of Christ or whatever it might be, that even in a relationship with your captors, like those people who have held you captive, you still just treat them with love. Love as Jesus loved, right? Like with Pilate, it was never wrong to Pilate. Even when Pilate said, we're going to beat you, he still stood there and was like, this is what is truth. And Daniel the same way. They're like, here's this terrible thing that's happening around him, and he still is like, I will still help you because that is what my God has called me to do. Yeah. I'm never... Yeah, that's
Esther's the same way.
Saint Patrick.
Yeah, Saint Patrick.
Moses.
Saint Paul.
Saint Moses the Ethiopian. We talked about him. Yeah. Interesting. What about for you?
So kind of going off the readings from Christ the King, there's a part in Revelation. Okay, well, there's a part in the Gospel, and Jesus says, "My kingdom is not here." And then there's a part in Revelation when the writer Paul says, no, not Paul, it's John. John says, he has made us into a kingdom. And so I really like the way that those two are just like this, like together, because it's like at that, like, Jesus comes and he like is born for his kingship, and his kingdom becomes us, and like it's just like this reminder that on Christ the King Sunday, not only are we celebrating like this kingship of Jesus Christ, but it also means that we're celebrating like our own, like, it sounds weird, but subjectivity to him as king, which is actually like a beautiful thing, because he is the God of love. And like if we are then his subjects, and we're just simply subject to his love, and like how beautiful is that is like what we're living for. So those are the ones that I was kind of thinking about.
Yeah, it is interesting to watch like all of the apocalyptic nature of Christ the King that does lead right into like, here's a baby. And it's just like, let me tell you the whole story now. Yeah. Like, now that I've given you kind of a preview of the end, let's go back to the very beginning. And I like that. I think that's really cool. So
Cool.
Being that it is Thanksgiving, we want to do something a little different with you guys. We're going to talk about the things that we're thankful for, and then we've asked some people to help us out with that, whether they were teens or volunteers or staff members that just want to share a message with all of you who might be watching today for Thanksgiving. So I think the easy answer for me is always my wife and our kids, our family. I'm extremely thankful for them. And the ways that they support me and are there for me whenever I need anything. I'm very blessed to have an incredible wife who is the best person I know. And we've got 4 beautiful, wonderful children. But I also want to say thank you to everybody at All Saints who, over the last, 20 months now, has supported the ministries and the different things that we've had going on. And, those people that are watching right now and the people that have donated during all of this time, I'm incredibly thankful for this community, both here at the church, the school, the whole community all together, and all the ways that we are blessed here at All Saints.
Yeah. So I'm thankful for. There's always something happening.
There was like a choir of angels when I finished.
You just
Woo!
that was so good.
It's because I'm a woo.
Good one.
So yeah, I don't know.
Oh
who
my
wants to go
gosh.
next. Yeah.
I was just gonna sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I was really just gonna go the same way. Very thankful for my family. I've always been thankful to be like so close to my family, like my parents and my siblings, and now being so close to Jonathan and his family. Like having 2 families that are like naturally very close in themselves, and then now our families are really close, and it's just like really special. And of course for Jonathan, who's just like the biggest support I've ever experienced in my life. Like so much going on and like working multiple jobs and like the past year, like really not being home a lot, but he's home all the time, and just like seeing how willing he is to just step up and take care of literally everything has been like incredible. So I'm thankful for him this year.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm thankful for my family. Obviously, a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
Categories, I guess. My family, all of really great friends. For Catherine, for so many, just kind of small blessings, but also just for the opportunity to be here and to do what I'm doing so much of the time. As crazy as it is and as exhausting as it sometimes is, it's a blessing to be able to be here and to have the kind of opportunities that I have. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, kind of hopping on the same bus. Yeah, just really grateful for the people that have been placed in my life and have been given so generously by God. Like the community that I've grown to know here at All Saints, and my community and friends from Focus and for Daniel and for my parents. Just in this specific season of my life too, like the way that the Lord has shown His support through those people has been such a wonderful gift.
So I do want to say real quickly before we jump into the kind of videos of our colleagues and friends and teens and everything, that I am also extremely thankful for this team. I would say that I am blessed to have the best staff around me. Andrew as director or coordinator of junior high ministry and faith formation, and Krista as our high school minister, and Erica as coordinator of young adult ministry, and all of those things, and regardless of whatever titles we might carry, the hats that we wear, the things that we're doing, I couldn't imagine working with a better group of people. I love you guys. You're like a second family for me, and so I appreciate you so much. So all of that being said, we look forward to seeing you guys as we get ready to start off the Advent year, the new year. So we're celebrating a new year. We're going to have some changes with the Coffee Chat program, which you heard a little bit about last week. That being said, thank you so much for everything you've done to support us. We've got a special thank you lightning round that we'll do at the end of this video after you hear some thank yous from all of our friends. God bless, and thank you guys for watching. And lightning round.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
Should we all change seats just to mix it
I just love it.
up? What happened?
We like light
Okay,
one
I'm
of
just
the
gonna do
candles
it.
now.
Now light the candles? Right.
Lightning round. This whole round can be just the lighting of one.
Each of us should hold a candle.
If you answer a question without saying first, you get to light a candle.
All right.
Okay, we gotta go. Ready?
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for lightning round.
Woo! Woo! All right.
I mean,
Here we go.
Yeah.
thunder sound.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm gonna put it back in the middle there. So.
Also screaming. Yeah,
Woo!
because of that. Woohoo! Here we go.
And go.
You're starting.
Okay.
Would you rather wash your hair with mashed potatoes or have to swim in gravy?
No ums. What? Is this like an all the time thing or just once? Like
Just
did
answer
that.
the question. Lightning round.
Swim in
Come on.
gravy. I'm swimming in gravy.
Swimming gravy.
Mashed potatoes hair. Would you rather eat an entire Thanksgiving dinner with no utensils or have to sit at the table in a reindeer costume?
Sit at the table in a reindeer costume, obviously.
I'm gonna say no utensils.
Yeah, no utensils because Christmas doesn't belong before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Okay,
Just gonna say it.
Reindeers still exist?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Okay, just for that, I'm wearing a reindeer costume.
Yeah.
Oh, I quit. Done.
Would you rather get to lead the Thanksgiving Day parade or get to eat Thanksgiving dinner in the White House? Imagine that spread.
What?
Imagine
Right.
that spread.
Go with the White House.
Dinner in the White House.
Yeah, I'll go White House.
I'm gonna lead the Thanksgiving Day parade. Have a little baton.
Oh, I can see it. That's so
Do they
great.
really still do that?
I'm
So I'll
just
do it
sometimes.
I
She's
mean-
doing it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, do what you want. You're in
Would you
charge.
rather have the best tasting Thanksgiving dinner you can imagine with a group of strangers or have an okay-ish tasting Thanksgiving dinner with your close family and friends?
I'll go with the okay-ish dinner with family and friends.
Definitely family and friends.
Yep.
Yeah. Because then it just becomes like a joke. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, like,
you're with
oh,
your
food this
family.
year was awful.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
not like bad. It's still okay.
Do you guys remember that one time? Yeah.
Yeah.
We had frozen roast potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd been
Those are my
better.
favorite.
Um,
Yeah.
So good.
Would you rather eat Thanksgiving dinner with 3 strangers or 3 celebrities of your choice?
Interesting. I guess I'll go with 3 celebrities. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna choose strangers.
I'm gonna go celebrities because those are 3 strangers I get to pick.
Okay, celebrities. Would you... Okay, last one. Would you rather have to only eat cranberry sauce for a day or only eat gravy for a day?
Gravy.
Great. Sorry.
That's sure.
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go
You know what I'm getting
cranberry
you for your
sauce.
birthday. Just gravy.
Just good. So I can swim in it and put my biscuits. My biscuits in my gravy. My favorite food. Goodbye, everybody. Thank
Wait,
you
I didn't
so
get it.
much for
Wait,
watching.
wait.
I thought you said that was the last one.
Cranberry.
I want cranberry sauce.
Oh, cranberry. I know what I'm getting
I
you
know.
for your birthday. Or for Christmas. Or both. But not until after Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay,
Unbelievable.
whatever. Bye,
What's
guys.
wrong with you people? Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the ways that you've blessed us this year. Thanksgiving from all of us. Bye.
Bye.
I'm thankful for the Word of God.
I'm thankful for not having very much school left this semester.
I'm super thankful to have the opportunity here at All Saints as a career ministry coordinator to help people find their calling, God's will for their lives, and be the best that they can be. And also super thankful for a fabulous group of volunteers that can help me coach and mentor job seekers and those in the parish and outside looking for more clarity.
I'm thankful for
I'm thankful for All Saints Bible Study.
I'm thankful for just being able to have this awesome community at All Saints. I'm also thankful for planners because life is crazy now that we're back from not doing anything for a year. And thankful for a whole bunch of really awesome comfort food coming up in the next month.
I am thankful for airplanes. I am thankful for my family and my school.
I'm so thankful for, I'm just more grateful than I've ever been, but I'm so grateful for my faith. I'm so grateful to be back at All Saints after being here since I was 14 and get married here. grateful, of course, for my family, and for being in a country where we can really have freedom and we can express our faith and we can attend church and we can just really have our faith incorporated in our lives, which for me is just made life just so much more enjoyable and a much deeper experience. So I'm always thankful, and I'm thankful for all of you.